Did you guys hear Juice Wells, transfer wide receiver from James Madison? I appreciate it. I'm guessing it might be the last time we hear him at a weekly press conference ahead of this Georgia State game. Simply asked what would be a successful, or let's see, all the guys were asked what would be a successful Saturday night to you, kind of thing. And then they were also asked what jumps out to you on tape from Georgia State. And I think that's the specific answer, that's the specific question that Juice Wells was answering here.
I ain't gonna lie, he's just gonna go out there and kill him. It's not too much to it. He's just gonna go out there and ball. He's just gonna go out there and kill him. He's just gonna go out there and kill him.
Just going to go out there and kill him. I read that and I was like, I wonder how that was delivered. The first time I heard it, I didn't even hear it. Soft spoken, right? He's going to go out there and kill him. Confident. He wasn't the only one speaking confidently yesterday. Asked about those goals. What's a successful Saturday night of both Cam Smith and the Georgia State transfer Jordan Strong, and a 0, a shutout. Josh says, I love it. Cocked by 9. Nick, cold as ice. Sounded like Spurrier. No, Zach, no. I mean, maybe behind closed doors, right? That is just a classic. That is not what you want to express and have Georgia State stamp it on the bulletin board kind of deal. But, I mean, you got to like the confidence. You got to be saying it behind closed doors. DC says, wow, that's gangsta. Yeah, that's something. That's something for sure. Wanted to play some more of the weekly press conference. Let's start. We'll steal this from our buddy Mike Gillespie over at ABC Columbia, and just relatively as we were. Yeah, Justin asks, I think appropriately. So, is this setting everybody up for a close W to open, and then everybody losing their minds on Monday? Maybe. But the W would be the main part there. Shane Beamer, much more standard answers as you would expect from him. Very, very savvy as always on a Talking Tuesday. Is actually second time he's done this already, so no surprise there. Wanted to play some of that for you. I'm going to go to my Twitter, play this off of Mike Gillespie's account for Shane Beamer yesterday, and really sums him up well, man. Just talking about first games. Here's Shane.
In a lot of ways. To me, I love game ones, but game ones stink in a lot of ways too. Just the preparation, because there is so much unknown. And, not that game twos are easier than game ones, but game ones, because it is so new, there's so many unknowns because you've been practicing against yourself for so long. Guys, it's the first time they went out, or it'll be the first time they go out in an environment like that. We're playing a lot of new players, freshmen, transfers as well. So just the unknown. So no, I feel like I got a better handle on things because it's my second time through, David. But as far as the nerves or any of that, no, it's still sky high. To me,
there you go.
I love
so what
ones,
you would expect, what I would expect to hear from Shane Beamer in his first weekly press conference for sure. They do from a coaching standpoint, and it's crazy how Shane Beamer can say the exact same thing. Exact same quote can be beside his name that was beside Will Muschamp or Steve Spurrier, and yet it is delivered much differently, or at least I hear it a lot differently. Yeah, he's not complaining. He's not. He's just stating fact. He's not. It was so easy to come across to hear it for me from Muschamp and be like, man, I don't. Why is he complaining? Why is he so burdened by the job in a lot of ways? He didn't seem to be having, he's not finding joy there. So anxious. And he's talking about the exact same thing Shane Beamer is, but just delivers it a little differently. But that is what game ones are, for sure. And it's game one for Spencer Rattler. So I wanted to let you hear a relatively significant portion from him for our show, a little bit more than a minute here of several comments from Spencer Rattler, the Gamecock new signal caller, who will be wearing number 7. He was asked about that on the night that Jadeveon Clowney is having his jersey retired, not the number retired, number 7. So it officially will go up on Williams-Brice Stadium. They're actually putting names and numbers up on the stadium this year. How about that? I totally dropped the ball talking to Rick Sanford yesterday, who's been calling for this for a long, long time. And it's now happening. We'll talk about that next week, I promise. But so Spencer Rattler saying he's got to represent for number 7 now. And he was a big Mike Vick guy back in the day. That's how he's a number 7 guy. I think CeeDee Lamb ended up with number 7 at Oklahoma, or number 2 at Oklahoma, so he had to go back to number 7. He kind of was number 2 in high school. But I thought it was interesting to hear and see Spencer Rattler out in front going into game number 1 in the 2022 season for the Gamecocks, a sentence I never thought I would say. But let you hear a little bit from Rattler here, and then you can decide what you think about Carolina's quarterback heading into the open.
We all get on a clean little suit, get to go out there, look good. Hopefully we play good because we look good.
What are you most excited about now getting in front of the South Carolina fans for the first time?
Mm-hmm. Exactly that. I'm just excited to see all the fans out there. Hear 2001 play, Sandstorm, all that. I'm excited for it. Running out that tunnel with my team, with the coaches, everything. And, hopefully get the anxiety out the way, anxious anxiety, just fun. Ready to go vibes. Not nervous, but just excited, if you know what I mean. But it's going to be fun.
Spencer, what certain tone or message do you guys hope to set in game 1?
We just want to go out there and execute on every level and dominate. That's what we want to do. We want to go out there and not react, but do what we do and get into them. So that's the plan. We're just going to execute every play and play as good as we can. You got to keep the same mindset, which is attack. Just being here is a blessing with this team. Camp was great. Spring ball was great. Fall camp was great. So I feel like we're prepared, and we got a few more days of work, like I said, and we're just excited to play, excited to get out there. It's refreshing for sure.
Confident. I think avoiding bulletin board material, unlike Juice Wells, but the dominate is what stands out to me. Want to go out and dominate. I don't know if we've heard that from a Carolina quarterback in recent memory. And if we've heard it, I guess you guys remember this. It reminds me of the Gamecock North Carolina opener several years ago. It was this press conference specifically, the weekly press conference leading up to it, where you heard buy a ticket several times from both players and Will Muschamp, and that didn't work well. Nick says, happy to hear him shut down the Oklahoma question. Say it's all about Carolina now. He's been asked about Oklahoma enough at this point. That was Phil Kornblut asking how the Oklahoma pregame tradition with the Boomer Scooter compares to 2001. And it was really interesting to see the reaction there. That's clearly the advice, clearly good advice, too. Anything Oklahoma, you just say, hey, I'm here to talk about South Carolina. It's moving forward. So any type of he was also asked to compare the environments, I think, between Phoenix, where he's from, Norman, and Columbia, just kind of making his adjustment. And he mentioned that, South Carolina, nice people, good environment, not that different, a little more humid. He's used to the heat. Didn't touch on Norman at all. Clearly, that's the tact moving forward. There's no living in the past. There's going to be nothing from Spencer Rattler about Oklahoma. Nothing. Or not much. It's not surprising. And it's clearly a strategy moving forward. So that's what I expect the rest of this season from Spencer Rattler moving forward as well. Very little talk. You're not going to get a favorable reaction if you bring up Oklahoma and Spencer Rattler. And can't say that I blame him in his position. He's got nothing to gain by talking about that. I'm guessing that's probably the advice he has gotten. So confident talking confident is one thing, playing confident is another, right? And ultimately, all this talking stuff is pretty irrelevant. It is for us on the outside. TC says we're gonna kill him. Okay, I gotta play that again, just for entertainment value. Juice Wells.
I ain't gonna lie, he's just gonna go out there and kill him. You know, it's not too much to it. He's just gonna go out there and ball. He's just gonna go out there and kill him. He's just gonna go out there and kill him.
I love it. And I'm totally guilty of this, right? Hyping it up, just even editing it like that, asking for more honesty, and then hyping it up. But that, again, if you back it up, as long as you back it up, you're good. And clearly no malice meant there or anything like that. And Georgia State should be saying basically the same thing, right? That's what Shane Beamer was talking about, Sean Elliott and their approach, and they should be coming in confident that they're going to win the game. That's what it is. Kens loves it. Josh, in on the new quick button. Oh, yeah, we'll get it in on the intro, Anthony.